Hello, guys. Welcome to a new week and a new episode of While It's Hot. So grab a cuppa, take a seat, and let's have a chat. Guys, what has happened this week? Today is only Tuesday, so we're at the start of the week. One thing I'm really proud of myself is I have been going to the gym every single day. And I know you're thinking, rest day. Let me just get into the routine. I need to be in the habit of going. So I'm currently waking up, opening the eyes, straight to the bathroom, brush teeth, wash face, and get to the gym. And, we're a few days in. I don't want to say how many days yet because let's give it time. But we are a few days in and I'm feeling really good. I had I loved going to the gym before. And then I fell off. I hadn't gone for a while. And then I fell back into that whole nervous to go. And you just get so caught up in your head. And I don't know why that happens. I don't know what that's about. It had just been weeks and I was just in my head about the whole thing. I was finding excuses not to go. I was saying I was too busy to go. And there was none of that because you can do a 30-minute gym workout. I had 30 minutes to spare. I was just in my head. And this week I broke out of it and I've started going again. And I'm so happy I am because oh my goodness, it feels so good when you work out. The endorphins, the dopamine, whatever is going through my body, it is happening in full effect. So you'll be seeing a strong girl super soon. I'm so happy to be back. I am doing a lot of weightlifting focused exercises. And I'm just feeling really great. So that's the biggest thing that's happened this week. Nothing particularly exciting. I guess within the same realm of getting out my head, the other thing that I've just felt so challenged with is feeling overwhelmed. And overwhelmed in terms of the amount of responsibilities. Now, if you also run a business, you may feel very similar to this. I mean, even if you don't, we all are living life, right? And life is full of responsibilities. But the area that I'm feeling particularly overwhelmed in is with business. And this ebbs and flows. There are some days where I'm like, or maybe weeks. Yeah, there are some weeks where I'm like, here we go, got it in the bag. We know what we're doing. We know the direction. Everything's seamless and streamlined. Them weeks are far and few in between. But when they come, fantastic. The other weeks are giving chaos. It's giving, again, like I'm still a small company. So a lot of the roles are under my hat. Like I am still flexing between being this role 1 minute and then this role a different minute. And even with an amazing team, it still is requiring for me to be quite a few different roles at different moments. And that is honestly, that is an area that I feel like no one really prepares you for because you are in meetings with accountants and they are hoping or expecting that accounts to the level that they do to be able to have the conversation with them. You have not studied accounts a day in your life. Today you are an accountant. Not even just today. In the next hour, you are an accountant. And then you switch that and now you're in the marketing meeting. And it's not even just having the different conversations. It's switching the hats. Like the creative part of my brain sits so separately from like the admin, numbers, structural side of my brain. It's overwhelming. It's exhausting, but you just don't have a choice. Like I can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to do that today because other things are resting on that activity or that action. There are some moments where like I said, the weeks where it's going well, it's not that these things aren't taking place. These things are always taking place. And I think those are just the weeks where I'm a bit more in the groove of it. Maybe it's like just less hurdles within each role. And then there's other weeks where it is just a lot. And I'm so grateful, like, what do they call it? Champagne problems, right? Like these are problems that, yes, they're still difficult, but they're like the best of the difficult problems to have. And I do appreciate that. And I'm so thankful for the position that I'm in where I even get to be running my own business, but it doesn't take away from just how hard it is. Like I sometimes stand in the shower. No, I know when I've hit the max, when like I want to cry. It gets to that point. It gets to the point you want to cry because you're so overwhelmed and there's nowhere that you can offload it to, right? And the tasks still exist, So, hi, she's waiting. You want to cry? Then I literally remind myself there's literally no point. Tears are not fixing this problem. Guys, oh my goodness. So the room that I'm recording in, I didn't even know that there was this door. And this kind lady has just come and she slid the door. I've never known that that was a door. So here we go. That's replaced the most exciting thing of the week from the gym to that. How fantastic. It's these hidden, this is how I would love to design my house, with these hidden features. It really elevates the space. Why? No, tell me you're watching Interior Design Masters without telling me you're watching Interior Design Masters. Really elevates the space. Who am I? Who am I? A professional interior design master. That's exactly who I am. But back to the topic, of just the crying moments. Guys, I haven't hit that wall this week just yet. So we thank goodness. But is it approaching? Potentially. Am I actively trying to avoid this? Yes. If you are running a business and you are feeling this way as well, please know you are not alone. I think that this is part of the process. I can only imagine it is, because I can't work out how you avoid it. It's part of the game, I guess. It's toughening our skin. So you're not alone in the feeling. If you need to cry, please do. Don't follow my advice in the whole no point crying. So let it out, have a reset, have a refresh, but make sure you are actually delegating tasks. I think that's one thing that I've had to look inwards and think, okay, within these moments of feeling overwhelmed, am I proactively delegating? Like, yes, like I said, I have a team and they are working hard and they are doing their roles, but are there things that I'm still doing that actually sits under their umbrella and I've just not given up that thing yet? Am I just holding too tight onto things? Because obviously, like, it is your baby, right? You have your visions for how you want it to grow, and you have your way of doing things and the way that you want things to look or sound or feel or taste. And you do have to share that with the people that you're working with. So maybe that's something I need to do. I need to go and step back and assess, am I actually delegating or am I still holding on to things too tight? But that's where we're at this week. So I think overall, I mean, it could be worse. Could it? It definitely could be worse. So we continue being grateful. A big area that I want to discuss this week is the area of stewardship. We focus so long on building, right? Like building a business or building yourself or building in the gym and getting stronger and getting better. And this idea of progression and more. But a lot of the time we are not focusing on what we currently have. And are we stewarding the things that we currently have? Are you making the most of what you have? Are you fully nurturing what you have? Are you putting to use in its entirety what you have, rather than just focusing on what more you need to obtain or the next position that you need to be in? And I actually wrote some notes on this week, because I was like, I know I'm going to forget. Well, not forget. I just knew I was going to miss some of the key points. This is, I think, especially within the world of social media, this is where the kind of idea came from. Because naturally, I started the podcast. Hello, hi, and welcome. Thank you for being here. It definitely means a lot, and I'm stewarding you right now. But it was the point of, if I only touch one, if I only impact one. And why I say this also links to social media is a lot of the time when I'm speaking with creators around strategy, they're like, yeah, I want to hit 100,000 followers or 500,000 followers, or when I get to X amount of followers. And I fully understand the direction of, as I said before, progression. However, are you impacting one? Are you focusing that whatever message it is that you're trying to give through your content, whatever impact you want to have on someone's life, that you're really doing that to its entirety and focusing on doing it for one person? And if you're doing it for one, great. Can you do it for 10? Or if you already have 2,000 followers, are you impacting 2,000 people? Are you really making sure that you're showing up for the 2,000 people that are already following you, that you're speaking with them and engaging with them and connecting with them, rather than just throwing content at them and saying like, okay, great, here it is, I need more followers? Are you really, really turning up for those people? Even in the terms of campaigns, like when you're doing a brand campaign, are you putting your best foot forwards? And not just within professionalism, okay, I've responded to the email or whatever the case is, but creatively, Are you fully understanding your role within this creative process? Because I think sometimes it can feel like, okay, great, like this is the brief, let me create the content, good to go. But have you taken the time to question what the results of this campaign need to be? Are they trying to reach a new audience and then you're making your creative strategy in line with that? Or are they trying to push a particular product sale and then you're like, oh, okay, great. I know that when I'm speaking with my audience in this way and talking about the product this way, that really encourages them to buy the thing I'm talking about. Are you stewarding your knowledge of your craft? Are you stewarding the opportunities that are coming your way rather than just focusing on the future ones that you want to obtain? And this, it just really sat with me because I was like, I think a lot of us are doing this all the time in this world, in this space of like hustle culture, go, 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 onwards and upwards, and like this constant movement that we're not actually taking the time to step back and assess what we have. What has God given you that he wants you to steward before you are focusing on just obtaining the next thing? Let's see what the notes actually say. That is what the notes said. Wow. I love it when my brain is cooperating. Like, we are all in the same room. But again, like, you don't even have to be into creating content for this point to apply. All of us have goals. All of us have directions that we want to grow in. But within the skill sets that we currently have, are we using that to our maximum capability? Many of us feel like, oh, I'm not in the rooms I need to be because I don't have the contacts yet. But are you really leveraging with the contacts that you do have? Are you learning from the people that are already around you? Use the things around you, steward what you have. You already have the tools that you need for right now. I always think of it in the sense as well when it comes to money, that God is never going to give you 1 million if you can't manage 100. If you cannot manage £100, why would you be given 1 million? The results are going to be exactly the same, if not more detrimental. So really look inwards and think, am I doing the things with what I have? Am I doing the right habits with what I have? Am I showing that I know how to nurture? Am I showing that I know how to make something grow with what I have, than just asking God for more, asking the universe for more, manifesting more? And that's today's hot take. That is what has really been sitting with me and that I would like to share with you. And I'm hoping that it does really resonate with you. I'm hoping that it makes you reflect and look inwards, and that it makes you just really reassess. Maybe you've got a strategy of what you want to achieve for the rest of the year. I can't believe we are actually approaching the midpoint of 2026. What is going on? But whatever strategy you'd set, whatever Pinterest board you'd made, mood board, vision board, take a step back and look at yourself today and think, okay, with what I have, am I stewarding? Am I making the most of the things that are in my hand right now? And if you're not, now is the time. Now is the time so that you can get to where you want to get to moving forwards. Again, huge thank you to all of you that have just come back to the podcast. It's great to see you again. And if you're new here, hello, hi, I am Shanice, and this is While It's Hot, where we just have a good chat about life, about business, about some influencers sprinkled in there. But grab a cuppa, take a seat, and let's have a chat. Right, so I do actually have 3 dilemmas this week. A few of you messaged me saying you enjoyed the dilemma episode, so I thought let's bring her into this week as well. Let's not leave her out. But if you do, next week we'll do a full dilemma episode. So if you have dilemmas, please send them over to us at the Blaze Community Instagram, and I will pull out some of them to be able to answer for you. Please remember, seek professional advice when need be. My advice to you is just my own experience and opinions, so take it with a pinch of salt. This week's dilemmas: ready but not ready. Hey Shanice, I discovered the podcast and honestly felt like it was made for me. So here I am writing in. We love this. Hi. I've had a business idea for 2 years and I've done the research, built the deck, and even designed the logo. But every time I'm about to pull the trigger, I convince myself that I'm not ready. My friends say that I'm overthinking, and my mum says, just wait until it feels perfect. But I'm 28 and I feel like time is running out because I'm generally terrified of failing publicly. How do I know when I'm actually ready or if I'm just self-sabotaging at this point? Let me tell you, there is no day that you're going to wake up and you're like, today is the day, I'm finally ready. Like, that is not a thing. It's just diving right in and giving it a go. You will fail publicly, unfortunately, because there is not a situation where you have mapped out every potential point of failure. Like, you have not worked out, okay, this is going to be a hurdle, so this is the answer. Or when we get to this stage, this is what we're going to need. Like, you don't know. And that's the whole point. You grow with it, you learn with it, you adapt and evolve. I think when it comes to running a business, starting whatever it is that you're doing, it's not even a case of being prepared, that you've got everything lined out and ready to go. It's more of like a personal mental game. It's like, are you agile? Have you practiced resilience, or have you practiced disappointment? If you're someone that gets disappointed really easily and then you're like, I'm over it, I'm not doing this anymore, then quite frankly, this game may not be for you. Because let me tell you, you will be disappointed. You will be disappointed at some point. And it's a case of being like, oh, okay, yeah, let me understand why that happened. Okay, yeah, let me try and navigate like this instead. Like, it is just a constant game of resilience, and it's like survival of the fittest. So I don't think there's ever a point that you're going to feel 100% ready for that or have prepped everything for that. And naturally, like, your mum, your friends, whoever who's kind of advising you and saying, okay, like, maybe just give it more time, it's because they care. Like, it's not because they don't want you to do this thing. It's genuinely coming from a place of care, but it's knowing in yourself that it's now. And I think something that we all fall into is the art of planning. Oh my goodness. I love a Pinterest board. I love a vision board. Even when it comes to the gym, ask my friends. The weeks that I wasn't going are the same weeks that I was watching multiple workout videos. But for what at this point? If I'm not going to do the thing, why am I even studying it? So you know what you need. You learn on the job. Try fast and fail faster. It's almost like the goal isn't just working out how to do it perfectly. It's working out what's the wrong thing so you can rule out that and not do it again. So the faster you learn the wrong things, the better you will be. I guarantee it. Okay, dilemma number 2. Big brand energy, small brand check. Oh. Hey, Shanice, I literally found the podcast and I'm already writing in. That's how much I need help with this. I got approached by a brand and we're talking a big name brand that everyone knows, global prelates. Let's go again, global presence. And I was so excited. I was already planning the content in my head, and then they came back with me with the budget, and it was so much lower than I expected. They're a big brand, so surely the budget should match that. I don't want to seem difficult, but I also know my worth. So should I, what is going on? I can't get the words out. I'm so sorry. Should I just take it or should I walk away? Right. Let me just clear this up. I think a lot of people have this misconception. Sorry, all big brands, big brand agencies, they are going to be saying, thank goodness, yes, someone has said it. There is a misconception that because a brand is big, that they then have millions of pounds to spend per influencer, per campaign. It is the furthest thing from the truth. The way brands work with budgets is it's not like, oh, all the company's making all this money and it sits in this big pot, and then we work with influencers and we take it out from that pot. Budget gets assigned to a campaign. So if I was a huge brand and then I am launching a lip gloss and then I am like, oh, okay, I'm going to run an influencer campaign in X region, right? So like just in the UK. A certain amount of budget gets allocated to the UK influencer lip gloss campaign. It is not from the whole entire pot of the company. So sometimes there is only a really small amount allocated for that particular moment. And sometimes the same brand might have a bigger campaign for a different moment. So it very much ebbs and flows. Now, yes, there is a point where you could say, right, these are my rates, right? So no matter what the case may be, this is what I'm sticking with. There's still room for negotiation, and stick on what your rates are, but focus more on what your rates are than what your expectation of brand budget is. So regardless of if it's a big brand or a small brand, then you're like, okay, well, these are my rates. Yes, I may have more flexibility for one than another, but these are my rates. Than, okay, because it's this big brand name, they must be able to pay me 10 times what my usual rate is. Because in the same reflection, even if that does occasionally happen, obviously great, brilliant, collect the bag. I'm so here for that. Are you delivering that amount in results? Like, even if you manage to get 10 times your usual rate because the brand is huge and that's what you was expecting and they've said yes, are you delivering that amount back to them? Because that's what this exchange is, right? Like, it's not just about creating the content. It's about delivering the results. Most of the time that's going to be pushing sales. So can you convert that amount in sales from what you've requested the brand to pay for you? So I have that balance as well. The goal is long-term, longevity. So if you're not going to create those results back to the brand, they might not book you again. And then it's like, okay, great, you got that money one time, but you're trying to build a career. You'll still have bills to pay next year. So it's no point burning a bridge so early on just because you wanted a huge upfront amount. Now, I know that's not necessarily in relation to this question, but that's just a little extra tidbit in there. But yes, just because a brand is huge does not mean that every campaign has huge budgets. Stick with the rates that you're expecting to be paid based off of what you've calculated for yourself. It's a complex game back there. There's a lot going on. Give the big brands a little break. And our last question of the day is, he asked me to retake the photos. Is this a red flag? Okay. Hi, Shanice. Just found the podcast this week and already feel seen and heard. But anyway, let me tell you what happened. I went on a first date with a guy and everything was going well. Good conversation, nice restaurant, and the vibes were there. Then halfway through the dinner, he handed me his phone. Oh. And he asked me to take pictures of him at the table. Not us, just of him. And then he checked them and asked me to retake a few, and then spent the next 10 minutes going through them, assessing them, and editing them. I didn't know whether to laugh or leave, and my friends are split. Half say it's just the influencer era, get over it, and the other half say run. Is this a red flag, or am I being too harsh? I guess, you know what, it's like pinch of salt. If he is an influencer, or that's the lane he's getting to, you already knew that, then at some point he is going to ask you to potentially take some pictures. Do I want to be on a date taking pictures? Absolutely not. It's a no from me. And not because I'm against the content kings. I am here for the content kings. I work in the industry, so the last thing I need to be doing in my spare time is still doing content. However, if you already knew he was doing content from before you went on the date with him, then I feel like you kind of know that's part of the experience here. Like it's gonna come up at some point. Maybe not date one, like so early in, it's like, come on. It's like, hold on, am I here literally just to be the photographer? Or are we actually catching a vibe? At the same time, like if that's gonna be your man, you're gonna want to support him in the endeavors that he's doing. This is his job, so get with it or get out. If you already know that this is not the vibe that you're gonna want, don't go in and expect him to change with anyone, okay? Like he doesn't even need to just be creating content and being an influencer. Whatever he's presenting to you, me and my friends were speaking about this week. Okay, pinch of salt here. I am not calling people donkeys, but don't date a donkey and expect a horse. You've seen exactly what it's going to be. That is what it is. So if you've gone in and you're seeing him taking pictures or he's asking you to take pictures, this is going to be part of it because he is an influencer, a content creator, and needs someone to help him take the content. So either get with the program or get out of there. But guys, that's this week's episode of While It's Hot. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed your cup of tea and this great chat. If you are not already subscribed, then make sure you do. We are over on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And we are also on YouTube for those of you who want to watch. So hello, hi. Leave a like, leave a comment. Remember to send your dilemma over to the Blaze community, and we will see you next week. Bye.